their strategy, which is so tried and true, is that they will accuse you of exactly what it is that they are doing. I mean, the audacity of referring to Pavel Durov as someone who is complicit in abetting pedophilia. That's what they said. That's what the French Secret Service, the French state would like us to believe under the authority of Emmanuel Macron, a human being, a child who was statutorily raped back when he was a child by his husband, Brigitte Macron. Yes, yeah, there is Brigitte Macron. I will say this until I'm blue in the face. Brigitte Macron is a man. He transitioned. His name used to be Jean-Michel Trogdeau, and then he became Brigitte. And when Brigitte was 40 years old, and no one will counter this fact in the media, instead they just call it a conspiracy theory, because that's what it's always, just call everybody names. It's a conspiracy theory. But the reality is that, yes, Brigitte Macron statutorily raped Emmanuel Macron. So if the state actually cared about stomping out people that were aiding and abetting pedophilia, aiding and abetting crimes against minors, then you would not have Emmanuel Macron and Brigitte Macron in office. That is the reality. And then there's the audacity of Emmanuel Macron tweeting, because obviously people were outraged on Twitter, as we should be. And he wrote this: "I have seen false information regarding France following the arrest of Pavel Durov. France is deeply committed to freedom of expression and communication, to innovation and the spirit of entrepreneurship. It will remain so. In a state governed by the rule of law, freedoms are upheld within a legal framework, both on social media and in real life, to protect citizens and respect their fundamental rights. It is up to the judiciary in full independence to enforce the law. The arrest of the president of Telegram on French soil took place as part of an ongoing judicial investigation. It is in no way a political decision. It is up to the judges to rule on the matter." I mean, you've just absolutely got to be kidding me. Like I said, it's like he just forgets himself. He forgets who he's married to. He also doesn't want you to know other things that go on in his state. Here's just one example. Later on this week, we are going to have for you an interview. I interviewed Xavier Poussard. He was the person who broke the tremendous 3-year-long investigation, the story of who, in fact, Brigitte Macron actually is or was. And remarkably, the state, because they can't go after him for defamation because he told the truth, has decided to go back to a piece that he wrote 3 years ago and to accuse him of violating laws regarding, you're not going to believe me, anti-Semitism. I'm not kidding. I promise you. Yeah, they said he wrote an article over 3 years ago, and in the article, he was speaking about media power, and he didn't even say, this is according to him, the word Jewish. He just named the people that hold all of the media power in France. And so now they've opened an investigation into Xavier Poussard, a little late, but better late than never, because he might be an anti-Semite. Are we noticing some trends here? Are we noticing some themes? Are we noticing that a lot of people who have the courage to call out what is happening in this society are always hit with the same exact smears, right? If you're a man, you better look out, because it's human sex trafficking, it's pedophilia, right? They're going to accuse you of some sort of an abuses. You're going to be a part of the Me Too movement. You're going to get smeared, all of us, as conspiracy theorists, racists, homophobes, anti-Semitism. Is anybody else noticing a theme here? And I've got to say, there's just nothing that makes me laugh harder than the idea that the state is combating and not themselves abetting pedophilia.